I ended up making a presentation to Bain Capital, which a lot of you have heard of. It's one of the larger private equity companies in the world, and they love my entrepreneurial spirit. They love that I was a founder, and they love that I was a great operator for television stations. Okay, that's what private equity looks for: somebody that is a founder or an entrepreneur that knows their stuff in their field. Okay. Once I made my presentation to Bain Capital, they pretty much said, "Hey, when can we start buying television stations with you?" Okay. And we started with the Evansville property. Then we moved on to the Lafayette, NBC, and Fox affiliate, where I needed to have private equity in it to build my wealth and to actually participate in buying these television stations. Okay. Once we purchased Evansville and Lafayette, I got approached again. Okay. I wasn't really wanting to sell again, but I got approached again by another operator that wanted to buy me out. And I ended up selling for $165 million when I had about $65 million invested in the property after owning the stations for about 4 years. So that's $100 million return. Okay. And without private equity, there's no way I could have gotten to that transaction at all. The beauty behind that transaction is that without me being a good operator, without me having private equity backing me, okay, I would not have been able to produce the value for these television stations that I did and actually sell them for the return on investment that I got. What that afforded me is generational wealth. Okay. And for Black folks, and I run into a lot of Black folks and I hire a lot of Black folks at my television stations. What we have lacked over the years for a lot of different reasons. A lot of the reasons is because we got blocked out. Some of the laws prevented us from building generational wealth. But without private equity, there's zero way. There's zero way that I would have been able to generate the generational wealth that I've been able to create during my last transaction. The beauty behind me creating generational wealth is that those funds that I earned while working with private equity, I was able to parlay that into my own company, where I was the private equity company in purchasing television stations now in my hometown of Indianapolis, where I own Wish TV and WNDY. And right now I have the distinction of being the African-American with the largest television station market in the country that produces over 84 hours of local news. So I also produce more news than any television station in the country. So private equity for me has been a windfall and a boondoggle, if you will. And I think it is a staple and should continue to be a staple within our capitalistic society and our capitalistic government. In closing, I'm sorry I couldn't be there today in person, but speaking of generational wealth, my second grandson is being born on Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. And obviously I want to be here in town for that. So sorry I couldn't be there. But in closing, I believe that to help Black folks and to create generational wealth, I think we as a people need to include private equity in that mix.